Every day's a little harder. Right, I think. Wow, look at that. Isn't that a great shot? Sometimes I impress myself. All right, so I'm going to assume no one is here. Oh, no, wait, there's one person. Nice to see you. I'm just doing this because I know a lot of people don't like Zoom, which is fine. I've got no qualms with that. I'm also going to be doing a Zoom class as well as streaming this. Wow, words. As well as streaming on here. So people can interact and things, because I'm hoping the last like 5 minutes of the stream is going to be people asking for tips and potentially getting some feedback, a little Q&A, you know. And obviously if anyone jumps on, or if whoever's watching, would like any tips or questions, or you would want answers, not questions. If you want any tips and things, I can always see the comments on here as well, so I can always reply to you. This is going to go really well. I can tell already because my brain isn't in teaching mode currently. And I am just going to post on my Instagram, so bear with me. I do apologize. Here we go. And whoever you are, be excited that you are now in the video. Hello, I am live currently here, and this is the Zoom meeting here. If you would like to come and join, please go into my bio and the link is in there so you can join along. See you soon. See what I mean? The brain is gone. Live currently here, and this is the Zoom meeting here. If you would like to come and join, please go into my bio. Live currently. Perfect. And we should have a couple minutes until this little guy starts ringing, and then we have some people on there. I realize this is so not interesting for you to be watching. I do apologize. However, if you are here for the headstand practice, that's awesome, because that means you can get your space set up, you can have a wall where you can do your headstand, or you can have a space where you can stack some pillows and cushions and things if you feel more confident. For me, I've been practicing handstand for a little while, so I don't really need the wall anymore, but it's still good to have it there. And I'm also going to take this opportunity to take my slippy socks off. And if you're watching this video back, I do apologize. You can definitely skip in 5 minutes, and that's when the actual class will start. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking some time out and just being here, you know, just hanging out. It's nice. As soon as this thing goes off, which is about to, I'll probably be talking more to the screen down here that you can't see. But just know that you're in my heart space, and I'm also talking to you, just not directly some of the time. Saying that, you know, we might do this live stream on here and no one will turn up. And in that case, I'll be talking to you through the whole thing. But I'm just so amazed that this looks so good. Like, it works so well, which is really fantastic. This is our new computer. So yeah, kind of buzzing that it works quite well, which is good. Right, we should be going live on Zoom in un momente. But we will see if this happens. There we go. Join. Hello. Hello. Is anybody here? Oh, wow. This obviously needs to... Hello! How's it going, y'all? Well, let me just adjust all of this. Is that okay? Can you see everything? Why, it's so bright though, isn't it? It's so bright. Hi! No, I think this is okay. This, whatever this is very bright though.
It's fine.
Swap to the side lights.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
I'm
See?
just changing my earrings. Hold up.
That's okay, no problem. Nice to see you both here. I'm so excited. We also are double streaming, which is really cool.
Ooh.
I know, so my YouTube is above here, so I've got two things going on.
Ooh, hello YouTube.
I hope they can hear us. I don't even know. It might not work. But it looks good. And I'm enjoying that I can see two different screens. That's fun. Alrighty. Okay. Let us begin. So, the way I'm envisioning, if you kind of have a headstand practice already, you're totally fine to just use your mat as is. You can totally get your wall next to you. Just pick up your wall, put it there. You can position your mat next to a wall if you need to. Or what I kind of like to do when I'm practicing, just like chilling, get like a group of cushions and just put them in front of me in case I fall over. But each to your own, you know. We're going to do some drills, quite a lot of like core awakening, arm awakening, all of the things that you need to prep for headstand. And then we'll have a little play in headstand. And then there should be enough time to go over certain things. Like if you want to know more transitions and stuff, there's going to be like a couple minutes, like 5 minutes at the end of the session, just to do like Q&A, if that sounds good. But yeah, let's just jump into it straight away. Let's do it. So we're going to start at the back of our mat. And you can totally have your toes, ooh, I'm disappearing. You can totally have your toes tucked underneath you. I've done too many flows today where that has been demanded of me, so I'm going to sit back on my toes because they're sore. But just choose a nice space that you feel comfortable. And then just take a moment to drop into the practice, maybe closing the eyes or softening the gaze. And then just finding that lift of energy through your front body and that grounding through the back body. And just give yourself a moment to truly drop in here. Just finding the deep inhale in and the long exhale out. Inhaling in and exhaling out. And just take this little moment of stillness before we dive in, just to find a little appreciation for yourself for coming to the mat, knowing that it doesn't matter if you don't even get one toe off the ground today. That is not what it's about. It is just having the opportunity to explore, to find that adventure, and just to see what happens. Just explore the space above your mat. And that's freaking cool. So when you're ready, we'll just take one big inhale in through the nose. Let your exhale go through your mouth. And then we will rock and roll, coming into our tabletop. Awesome. So making sure that you've got a nice strong base. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then you can go into a traditional cat-cow here. I'm going to just do some little circles here. So just shifting the weight backwards and forwards, almost as if you're drawing a circle with your body. So exhaling to come back the way, and then inhaling to come forward. So you're just getting used to shifting the weight into your hands and then out of your hands. You can change directions. You can add your own little spin on it. So maybe you do some spinal rotation as well, finding some inflections of the spine. And mainly just getting the movement out that feels good here, but not sticking to the strict cat-cow. This is what we do. Awesome. And then from here, we're going to get into it straight away. So tucking the toes underneath you, find your tabletop, strong foundations. With an inhale, lift the knees, hovering table. Awesome. Keep breathing here. Just feeling your core light up, feeling that fire, feeling alive. Inhaling. And then with your exhale, knees come to the ground. Ooh, awesome. We're going to drop the forearms, and you can either bring your hands together or you can keep them open out in front of you. I find it so much easier to bring my hands together, so that's my variation. And then you can stay in almost like a half plank here, or you can tuck the toes underneath and then come into a full forearm plank. Awesome. So wherever you are, reaching the heels back, and then finding this rounding through the spine. And then once you feel comfortable here, just begin to sway backwards and forwards. So maybe inhaling to come forward and then exhaling to go back. Building that strength in the forearms, building the strength in your core. It's going to be a hard little minute here, don't worry. Just take one more breath. Exhale out. Then we'll drop the knees, bring the hands back to the mat, and then in your own way, just find your way up to downward dog. So choose your own adventure. And then once you get there, just find that same adventure, just exploring the pose, lengthening the hamstrings. It's weird because in headstand, having super long hamstrings really helps. So see if you can find that in this pose. Maybe bending the knees to send the tailbone up. And then with your exhale, straightening the legs, really, really grounding through the heels. And then we'll take one big inhale in through the nose. And then sigh your exhale just to release some tension. Awesome. Bring the feet together. And then we're just going to go for a bit more core work. There's a theme today. Inhale, the right leg goes up high. And then exhale, right knee to right elbow. Awesome. Stay here for a second. Inhale, lift the knee back up. Exhale, squeeze that knee all the way up into the chest. And then on your next inhale, send the leg up and back. Next exhale, right knee to left elbow. Stick with it, you've got this. Inhale, send it all the way up and back. And then this time, squeeze it all the way up into your heart space. And then plant the sole of the foot down. Awesome work. Woo! Take a second. Find your foundations here. We're staying in that low lunge, so high on the back leg. And then when you find that, keeping your fingertips on the ground here, see if you can open your heart a little bit more, really pressing through that hip. You're going to inhale here, and then exhale to straighten the front leg, and then allow your body to drape over. Awesome. And we're going to just flow through this a couple times. So inhaling to open the heart, and then exhaling to melt the heart back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, melt back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, melt back. Last time, big inhale, really open the heart. And then exhale, reaching back. Awesome. Stay here for a beat. We're going to put the back heel down on the ground. So you've got like your warrior footwork, 1 foot in front, 1 foot over to the left slightly. And then we're going to keep the right hand on top of the bottom of the leg or on the foot. And then slowly begin to lift the other arm up to the sky, coming into your triangle pose. And if this is too intense, you can totally bring the hand a little higher up. Or you can go a bit lower into it. Our aim is to really pull the right hip crease back. Maybe looking up to the sky. Maybe smiling, or maybe being like, oh God, what have I gotten myself into? But whatever it is, embrace it. Have fun with it. And then with an exhale, hands come down to the mat, bend through that front knee. And then we're going to step it back to plank or half plank. So you can stay here, or you can drop down onto the knees. Awesome. From here, inhale in, and then with your exhale, see if you can just come halfway down. So you're coming into that chaturanga pose, really pressing the elbows back. And then exhale all the way down to the ground. Awesome work. Fabulous. Take a moment to find your breath. This has been hard work so far, I know. And then with your inhale, we'll just slowly peel the nose up into cobra. Exhale, melt it down. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, melt back down. Awesome. Alrighty, we're gonna have to go into the second side, so tuck the toes. Maybe you say to yourself, I can. And with an inhale, we're gonna lift straight up into plank or coming to the knees for half plank. Awesome, take a breath here. Big inhale in, and then exhale, hips go up and back, downward dog. Woo, awesome. Pedal the feet out. Appreciate downward dog is a resting pose compared to plank. And then when you're ready, take a big inhale in through the nose. Sigh your exhale out. Let go of some of that tension. And then we'll bring the feet together. This time, ground through the right. And with your inhale, your left foot slides up. Exhale. Ooh, kicking lights. The left knee comes to the left elbow. And then with your next inhale, we'll send that leg back up. Exhale, knee comes all the way up into the chest. And your next inhale lifts you back up. Stick with it, you're doing awesome. And then exhale, left knee, right elbow. Awesome, awesome. Feel that fire. Inhale, lift it back up. You're rocking this. Exhale, knee to chest, squeeze, 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 last push. And then drop the sole of the foot down. Whew, awesome. Take a beat here. Find your breath. Know that you're doing absolutely incredible. Pushing the limits today. And then when you're ready, with your inhale, we're just going to open through the heart space. And then exhale, melt it back. So we're finding that same flow on this side. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, melt the hips back. Inhale, reach forward. And exhale, melt the hips back. And don't worry too much if your leg isn't straightening too much, just as long as you're feeling that stretch. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, melting back. Last time. Big inhale, really open your heart. Maybe look up to the sky. And then exhale, melt it back. Awesome. Back heel comes to the ground. And then we'll place the hand either on top of the foot, the shin, or the thigh, depending where you are with your flexibility. And then with your inhale, we'll just begin to open up to the side, just lifting the right arm all the way up, opening out into triangle. Awesome work. Keep breathing. Find your breath. Just allowing the hamstrings to lengthen, to open. Feeling that fire in your body. Inhale in. And then with an exhale, both hands come to the ground. Awesome work. And then we're going to step back into our plank or our half plank. I know there's a lot of planks in today. But just know I'm putting them in there because I know you can handle it. Inhale in, exhale halfway, hovering. Awesome. Another inhale, and then exhale down to the belly, untuck the toes, take a moment, say to yourself, I am strong. And then with an inhale, just find whatever lift, wherever you want to go to, cobra, baby cobra, up dog, just lifting your heart. And then with an exhale, melting down. Awesome. Another big inhale lifts you up, find that wave. Exhale down to the ground. One more time, big inhale. Find the biggest lift you can, opening your heart. Maybe you smile, maybe you feel it. And then exhale, melting down. Awesome work. Fabulous. We'll tuck the toes. Take a moment to say to yourself, you can do this. Find that self-belief. And then with your inhale, press up to plank or half plank on the knees. Awesome. Take a breath here. Inhale in. And then exhale sends the hips up and back, downward dog. Ooh, fabulous. Pedal the feet out, pedal the legs out. Awesome work. That is the hardest part over, so rejoice. Awesome. And then with your next inhale, we'll bend through the knees, look towards the front of the mat. And then you can jump, hop, skip, walk, whatever you want to do, all the way to the top of the mat. Fabulous. And just stay low to the ground here, just bending through the knees. You can allow the hands to drop, the head to drop. You can grasp opposite elbows and just find a gentle rock. And really, really bend through the knees here. Don't let the ego get the best of you. Allow that release. Take a big inhale in. With your exhale, just allow your arms to drop down. And then with your inhale, we'll find a big root to rise, arms stretching all the way up to the sky. Open heart, hands kiss together. Exhale, forward fold. Awesome. We're going to grab the big toes with the middle finger. Or if it's easier for you, you can just grip the toes with your hands. So whatever works for you. And then bend through the knees as much as you need to here. And then with your next inhale, we'll begin to straighten the legs. So you're trying to get your legs as straight as possible here. But don't be worried if you have to have that slight bend. We're just looking for that stretch. And if this feels like this is okay, you can begin to bend the arms, pulling your body down towards your feet. Finding that deep release in the hamstrings here. Just allowing yourself to stretch as far as feels comfortable. Knowing that this is the prep that will help you get into headstand a lot easier. Take one more breath. And then with your next exhale, we'll release the hands. Hands come to the earth. And then we'll step the feet back into our downward dog. Awesome. Fab. Come on down to your knees. And then we'll just make our way back to that hero pose that we started off in, just leaning back into the heels here. Alrighty, so our core should be feeling pretty awake. And I don't know about you guys, I'm feeling pretty warm, so I feel like we've done a good job. The next thing we're going to do before we go into our headstand is just warm up the forearms and the shoulders, because we don't want to be dumping all the weight onto our neck when we're in headstand. So there's just a few things that we're going to do first. First thing, we're going to bring the forearms down to the ground and just keeping them like shoulder distance apart from each other, and then really press into the tops of the hands here. We're not going into headstand here, so don't worry about finding your grip and things. We're actually going to go into dolphin pose. So tucking the toes under, be guided by your inhale, just lifting the tailbone up. So think downward dog, but with your forearms on the ground. Awesome. Wide out here. Maybe you need to adjust your stance. Maybe you bring the feet a little bit closer, maybe a little bit further away. Just taking a moment. Awesome. And then we're just going to rest the head on the floor. And then with an inhale, bring the head back up. So you're just imagining like you're diving forward and then coming back. So with your exhale, head drops. Inhale lifts you back up. Exhale. Inhale back up. And just do this a couple times, using your breath to guide you. Should feel that awakeness through the shoulders. One last time. And then we'll bring the knees to the earth. Come back to your hero pose. Just allowing yourself to regain that balance through the body. Just finding your breath again. Awesome. And then when you feel ready, we're going to dive forward again. So coming back to that same pose, back to your dolphin. So forearms really pressing into the ground. We're still not going into headstand, so don't worry. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. But this time, walk the feet a little bit further. And then just repeat the same thing again. So head taps the floor. Inhale brings you back up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last time. Inhale. Knees drop. Coming back to hero. Whew. Awesome. Take a second here. Just regain your breath. Regaining that balance, that equilibrium within your body. And then we'll move into our final shoulder warmer-upper. Wow, words escape me sometimes. Our warmer-upper, here we go. So this time, we're going to place the hands and forearms together, but the hands are going to be facing up the way. So your palms are facing towards the sky, forearms are really, really pressing together. And then you're going to walk your knees past your hips. So we're not stacking the knees underneath the hips today. They're slightly further back. Awesome. And then once you've found that position, you're just slowly going to begin to sink the hips back, but continuing to press the forearms together. So the key to this is pressing the arms into the earth, keeping them pressing together. And the point where your arms start to separate, that is where your perfect zone is. So stay there for a few breaths. You should feel that awesome prana shake through your arms. Feeling everything waking up, squeezing everything into the midline. maybe enjoying the sensation. And then being guided by your inhale, we'll shift the weight back forward. Bring the hands underneath us, coming back to our hero pose. Awesome. Alrighty. So we are going to go into our headstand now. So do whatever you need to do in order for that to happen. So for me is delayering. Everyone knows you can't headstand with a jumper on. For you, it might be finding your wall, maybe putting some cushions in front of you. But the key is, I always find, expect to fall. It's okay to fall. Like, we're not here to be perfect. We're not here to fly and be crazy. Just see what happens, you know? It's just a little flirting with the headstand, okay? Righto, so we're gonna bring the arms together. So you're gonna grip the outside edges of your biceps here. And this is your perfect distance for your headstand. So we're gonna bring the arms down, elbows to the ground, keeping that bind. And then we will bring the hands together. And there's a few different options. You can place the forearms down on the ground, the hands grounding you. You can interlock the fingers and just make this very loose basket. Or you can do what I like to do, where you have your little fingers kind of open. So you've got this nice stable base and the rest of your fingers are interlocked. So almost as if you're going to do a little bird sound, but you're actually not. Awesome. So make sure you've got strong foundation. That's really going to help. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring the base of the head to the floor. So if you're not sure where that is, you can bring the palm of the hand to the head, and your middle finger will touch the spot of your head where the center of your head is. And we're aiming for that part of the head to be on the floor. Awesome. Once you've found that sweet spot, we're just going to lift the hips up. So imagine that you're back in dolphin, but this time your head's on the ground. And then walk the feet up until you feel that alignment of hips being over the head. So you're stacking everything up. Okay. From here, you're going to bring the right leg into the chest and then see if you can float that bottom leg off the floor just for a second. Maybe you get it up all the way. Maybe you just kind of flirt with the idea of that. And then we'll bring the right foot down to the ground. Left foot comes up. And then just do the same. Just kind of flirting with the idea of floating. And don't worry if you can't get off on this foot. And then we'll bring both feet to the ground, knees to the ground. And then slowly come back to our hero pose. So just a little flirt there, just a little summon. And you can totally go into child's pose after this, but I find when I've been in an aversion, because you've just done a headstand, even if you didn't get your feet off the ground, that is a headstand. I always find it's easier to regain balance when my head is off the floor. So just find your breath. Awesome. And then when you feel ready, we're just going to go for it again. So you should know which leg kicks you off easier. So start with that leg first. That's the one that's going to give us that lift. But don't be tempted to kick up into handstand, because that's what gives you the momentum of falling over. So just see if you can find that tilt of the hips up. So you're just kind of rolling up rather than kicking up. So you're almost stepping up into it. All right, so find that bind again. Bring the elbows down to the ground. Hands together. Maybe you find your little basket. Maybe you don't. Whatever works for you. And then we'll bring the head down to the ground. Lifting the hips up. Bring one knee in. Whatever knee felt better last time. And then just see if you can bring both legs off the mat. Maybe you just flirt with headstand again. Maybe you get both knees in this tuck shape. And then from there, if you're already up, slowly begin to lengthen through the legs, straightening the legs to the sky. And then the thing that you need to remember is to squeeze the legs together. That'll make it a little bit easier for you. Maybe you see if you can come back to that tuck shape. Maybe slowly putting one foot down, then the other. And then just making your way back into your hero pose. Whew. Awesome. Take a moment there. Find your equilibrium. Breathing deep. Just being proud of whatever progress you made, wherever you came to. And we'll just go for it one last time. I can see that a little message has popped up on Zoom. That means we are running out of time. So let us go for one more flow. And maybe this time, you find that same spacing of your arms. So bring the forearms down. And maybe this time, you bring the hands all the way up, legs all the way back. So you're in your downward dog. And then all you need to do is drop the forearms to the ground. Hands come together. Forehead comes to the earth. And you can go into your headstand from your downward dog, if that makes sense. So we'll try it together. Find the spacing of your arms before you go into it. Or if you just feel more comfortable just going straight with your head from on the ground, going into your headstand, do that. Or try going from your downward dog. So finding your downward dog, dropping the forearms down. Now you're in dolphin. Hands come together, make your little basket. Top of the head comes to the earth. Walk the feet up. And then just find that same tuck coming into your headstand. And don't rush. If you feel like you can't get the legs up today, you don't need to. When we start to rush headstand, that's when we fall. So just take your time with it. Find your space. And then wherever you are, slowly come to the ground. We'll come back off the head. We'll just place the hands together on the lap. With an inhale, lift through the chest. With an exhale, roll the shoulders open. So you're coming into that proud hero pose. Knowing that you are a hero just for showing up, just for giving it a go. We'll take a big inhale in through the nose. Sigh or exhale out. Just let go of all of the tension, all of the stress. And then with your next inhale, we'll lift the arms all the way up to the sky. Grab a little piece of magic. Bring it down to your heart space. With an exhale, head bows to heart. And just know that I think you're incredible just for showing up. And no matter if you flew or not today, you are a hero. You are incredible. And I admire you so much. Namaste. Alrighty, how was that?
My hamstrings are so bendy.
Yes. Honestly, it makes such a difference because then you can find your alignment when you're in headstand.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I've never done like my full palm. Sorry.
No, I was just going to ask, do you have anything?
Like my full palm on the floor with my legs straight before. So I'm going to do that hamstring stretch that you did.
Yes. Honestly, that's why I was tempted to just be like, oh, we'll just do a flow with loads of headstands in it. But then I thought, no, because it's so important to prep, because if you don't, then you just don't get into the headstand properly. But yeah, I'm so glad that you did it and you came. And this worked. I'm really happy this worked. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me as well, Laura. And I will see you maybe Thursday, maybe next week. Goodbye. And I want to thank you for also joining me, for also flowing along. If you have any questions, totally comment them. I can see the live chat right now. Hopefully you flew. And like I said, if you did not fly, that's okay. It's like I said, there's so many poses that I just kind of flirt with on a daily basis just to see if I maybe can get into it, maybe I can't. And headstand is one of the ones that I constantly fall in and out of love with. So if that sounds kind of familiar, you are not alone. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for trying, giving it a go. I'm so proud of you. Even if you just came and you breathed, you did amazing. So yeah, thank you so much. Namaste, my friends, and I will see you next time. Mad love.